our latest winter storm as well. Juno giving us the blizzard here across New England and Boston. So it continues to come down, but the concern is now yet another system bringing us snow. Where do you put all this? And the governor of Massachusetts had a press conference early in the evening, and he actually talked about that.
At this point, the issue of where to put the snow is less a state road issue than it is a municipal issue. On the state side, you can sort of push it off into the shoulder of the roads. But for many municipalities, the issue associated with where to put the snow is becoming their biggest problem of all.
And they actually, I guess, calculated all the snow they've been moving around here. It's enough to fill Gillette Stadium 90 times. Now, that's a pretty big stadium. Imagine that filled with snow 90 times, and yet they could perhaps have more snow they're trying to remove from this latest winter storm. And with the temperatures so cold, the consistency of this snow is very light and powdery. So as the winds are still blowing out here, this is even blowing the snow around as well. So even if they do plow the streets and the sidewalks as well, you'll see some of the snow blow right back on it. So again, Mother Nature continues to give us the 1-2 combination here across Boston. Maria?
And, you know, the 1-2 is right. We've got 2 days off of school again for the Boston public schools. They're off Monday and Tuesday. But it's not just in Boston. We're also talking into Portland, Maine, getting slammed by Winter Storm Marcus. And for that, we head over to Ron Blum, where we've had temperatures into the single digits. Ron, just part of the problem with where's that snow going to go? Because it's not melting.
Where are you going to put all this snow? Well, I assume that about 7 or 8 feet under me is some green grass, but this is one of the convenient places where the city of Portland's been able to push snow up. They do have a snow farm on the edge of town where they're hauling some off, but any place there's a spot out of the way, like on this clock tower point, they're pushing up the snow. And it's not just Portland or Boston. I took a trip up the turnpike to check on some other towns today. If you're going to drive on I-95, you need to start with a snow scraper. A good 2 inches fell overnight in Portsmouth, New Hampshire.
Waiting for spring. I'm hopeful.
Just up the road, Mark Tappan is racing to keep up with his workload.
Plowing some snow.
A lot?
Whole lot this year.
In fact, this busy plow operator says he's been working almost nonstop for more than 2 weeks, which is why he is seeing green where all the rest of us see that white stuff.
I'm loving it. Yeah, this is great.
There are, in fact, an army of plows out on I-95. From Massachusetts through New Hampshire and up into Maine, these operators are showing how it's done. Traffic is moving along so well, it's time I exit and check out a town named Wells on the Maine coast. A small town where the houses are draped in icicles and the sign says, "This way to the beach." But first, behind that snow dune, we spot Aroma Joe's, where inside the coffee is brewing and outside the customers not deterred by winter.
I am sick of the snow.
But you're still getting out.
Yes, I am. Gotta still get out. Gotta still live your life.
I don't know what's going on. I'm done with it, though. I'm sick of it.
Got my coffee, my muffin. He's got his rush.
And I've got the beach to myself, it appears. But wait, then I spot Mike Ross shoveling a friend's porch.
More snow than I need to deal with. I'm ready to go to Florida.
Oh, who isn't ready for Florida? In fact, I could use another cup of Java from Aroma Joe's. That was good stuff. One thing you can't afford to bury here are the fire hydrants. They're all flagged, and they've all been dug out by hand, and they're very careful as they push these drifts up to make sure that these are all accessible in case they have another emergency. But what's the forecast? A low tonight of 5 degrees, snow in the forecast, 100% for the next 24 hours. Maria?
Oh my gosh, Ron Blum, thanks for that. Oh my goodness, when you talk about percentages for the next 24 hours, that's incredible. All right, let's bring in Carl Parker, our expert, and talk about what's left of Winter Storm Marcus. And you know, Carl, I was thinking, you know, a lot of the big storms that have made history have happened in February. It is that time of year where you can really get some big snowmakers.
Yeah, no doubt about that. We are very much in prime time when it comes to these big storms. Now, this particular storm is not one of those giant storms that we have seen in recent weeks. It's going to be a long-lasting event. That's the main thing. That's why the snow is really going to add up. But we are going to see enhancement there in the Boston Metro. But you're absolutely right, Maria. We do tend to see a lot of winter weather at this time of the year in particular. And I want to show you an interesting stat looking at the snowiest 30-day streaks in Boston history. And there you go, January 9th to February 7th, 1978. That's number one. right now, anyway. This is talking about any 30-day period. Number 2 goes back to 1996. I'm sure a lot of you remember that. But if we get another 4 inches or so within the next couple of weeks, and we're going to get 4 inches, I can almost guarantee that, then we're going to have the snowiest 30 days on record. This is what we're expecting for Boston. 13 inches there in the Boston metro area. Notice that there's slightly heavier snow right there from Boston and on north and east. What's happening is you've got a boundary setting up where there is some relatively warm air coming in from the ocean, right like that. And then you've got colder air coming down from the north and into Canada. So where that's coming together, there's an area of convergence. That's a coastal front, and that coastal front is going to provide the lift to enhance the snowfall. So where most of the snow is going to be light, we could be talking about snowfall rates of 1 to 2 inches per hour. All told, a pretty sizable area of 5 to 8 inches with those heavier amounts there in southern parts of New England. And here's the current radar picture for you. Light snow showing up in a lot of places. 15 now in Rochester with light snow. Gotten a little bit of freezing rain in eastern PA. So far, it is dry in New York, but we do think that as temperatures drop, we could see some rain coming in, and freezing rain is going to be a concern tomorrow morning. Nick, Maria, back to you.
Yeah, likely to look a whole lot different a few hours from now. Thanks so much, Carl.
All right, so a lot of interstates on that graphic for sure. Of course, we'll continue with our special edition of Weather Center Live, talking about Marcus blasting the Northeast, and we're watching the West too. A big storm out there. We have Dr. Greg Forbes in the house.
Currently in our area, 68 degrees under fair skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, slight chance of a rain shower, low 61, winds light and variable. Monday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon, high 81, chance of rain 50%. Monday night, overcast with rain showers at times, thunder possible, low 61, chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
良質熟練の技革新1000年の歴史を持つ文化が最先端の製造技術を使うと待てよあれこれってクライスラー
Reliability is now an American thing. Introducing the all-new Chrysler 200. America's import. Find it at Chrysler.com.
Boston Market introduces our 2 for $20 complete meal deal. For just $20, get 2 individual meals, like our all-natural rotisserie chicken, 2 classic sides, 2 drinks, and 2 desserts, all for a limited time, only at Boston Market.
My name is Daniel. I have diabetic nerve pain. The pain felt like my feet were on fire. I had these very burning, needle-like sensations. I knew I needed to see a doctor. My doctor said, let's try Lyrica. Lyrica has helped relieve my pain.
It's known that diabetes damages nerves. Lyrica is FDA approved to treat diabetic nerve pain. Lyrica is not for everyone. It may cause serious allergic reactions or suicidal thoughts or actions. Tell your doctor right away if you have these. New or worsening depression or unusual changes in mood or behavior, or swelling, trouble breathing, rash, hives, blisters, changes in eyesight including blurry vision, muscle pain with fever, tired feeling, or skin sores from diabetes. Common side effects are dizziness, sleepiness, weight gain, and swelling of hands, legs, and feet. Don't drink alcohol while taking Lyrica. Don't drive or use machinery until you know how Lyrica affects you. Those who have had a drug or alcohol problem may be more likely to misuse Lyrica.
Having less pain, it's a great feeling.
Ask your doctor about Lyrica today. It's specific treatment for diabetic nerve pain.
Welcome back. Big news from Beverly Hills. Celebrity plastic surgeon Dr. Andrew Orden has discovered an anti-aging breakthrough called Fill and Freeze. And he's giving away 1 million bottles free.
I've spent nearly 30 years looking for an effective, instant breakthrough to reduce the appearance of wrinkles that can be applied topically instead of with surgery or invasive medical techniques. And I finally found it with Derm Exclusives Fill-In Freeze.
Wow, I'm young again. I don't feel like an old lady. The lines are gone.
Oh my God. Wow. I can't believe it. It looks really good. It gives you a whole new confidence.
It definitely took 10 years off. If I went to a dermatologist here in the city, I would pay $300-400 for this.
I know you're wondering what Derm Exclusive can do for you. Well, you don't have to wonder. You can order it right now and try it for yourself absolutely risk-free. And here's how.
Call now during this special direct-to-consumer offer and you won't pay $120. Today, you can get your own instant results with Fill-In Freeze for only $59. But that's not all. Today, we're taking another $20 off, so now you can get this instant wrinkle-removing miracle for the low price of only $39.95. And as part of our 1 million bottle giveaway, Dr. Orden is including a second $60 bottle of Fill-In Freeze free. That's nearly $120 of Fill-In Freeze for only $39.95. Dr. Orden will even include his Micro-Peel resurfacing pads, intensive repair serum, and Collagen Lift moisturizer, a $200 value, free. Order now and we'll even upgrade your order to express delivery. That's a $15 value, free. Plus, you even get to try it risk-free for 30 days with our money-back guarantee. But you must call to order. Call 1-800-730-7432. That's 1-800-730-7432. Order now.
All right, let's take a live look at Boston, where the snow continues to come down lightly, but we could see it increase intensity during the nighttime. I tell you what, it's going to look pretty different when you wake up. Even though it's lightly falling now, by the time you get up in the morning, you're going to see a few more inches on the ground. It's just going to be constant throughout the night, throughout tomorrow night, and that's why we're going to see as much as 12 to 13 inches. Hey, take a look. James Kindle took this picture of the snow from Winter Storm Marcus in the Boston area. Look at all that snow on the ground and icicles from above. The snow depth, yeah, that's looks like it might be knee to waist high, right? Well, it just continues and continues here, as it has done since January 24th. Look at this. Snow reported 12 out of the last 16 days, snowing 33% of the time. And the snow total in that time, 16 days, almost 54 inches, incredible amounts in a short period of time. And the snow continuing to come down even as we speak. Not only is it snowing in Boston, it's cold. The winds gusting around 18 miles per hour, bringing those wind chills down to 0 right now, with a temperature outside of 14 degrees. There's the snow, there's the blue. Just get used to seeing blue over Boston on the radar map for a while. And you're also going to have to get used to the cold, particularly by the time we get into the latter part of this coming week. You're going to see all this Arctic air building in Canada make a dive southward, and probably going to find some of the coldest air, if not the coldest air mass of the season, settling over you here around the Northeast. Here's what we're talking about. Teens for lows next Friday, but then on into Saturday, we're going to see temperatures dip down below the 0 mark and see single digits elsewhere. That lasts all the way through the weekend. Get ready for another cold one. But we've also got stuff happening on the West Coast, Maria.
You know, it's amazing. The bookends are incredibly active right now, but it's the rain and the storms that's the big story on the West Coast. And that rain is going to continue through tomorrow, really add up. It's much needed rain, but it's coming very quickly. You can see the radar. We've got lightning here. We've got lightning off the northern California coast, but we also have lightning showing up near Portland, Oregon. So very, very active this evening. And for that reason, we want to head to the lab and our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes. And Dr. Forbes, we were looking at those winds gusting, say, around San Francisco in that 40-mile-per-hour range. What are the dynamics looking like now? Are we still looking at a severe threat?
The severe threat is kind of isolated, but those wind gusts at San Francisco Airport have really picked up now. They've been slightly over 50 miles per hour for the peak gust during the past hour, and that is largely as this upper low is getting closer to shore, and it's bringing a little bit more upper level wind energy, and that gets mixed down to the ground. And it's not just one low center. If you look carefully, you can see a little swirl here, a little embedded swirl there. There's another one. There's several of these. So one of those patches of lightning that Maria was talking about is in one of these little swirls, and we could have have this coastal area having a renewed threat of at least a damaging wind gust overnight tonight. And as that whole upper air system pushes in, another inch or two, some mountainous areas will even get even more than that of rain. With this system, it's a little on the warm side. It got into the mid-60s today. There's a lightning Maria talked about there, and in one of those little swirls offshore. We'll worry about this whole area from San Francisco up to the Eureka area for this evening and overnight tonight. Earlier this afternoon, was concerned about the channeling of the wind up the Sacramento and San Joaquin valleys while we had more westerly winds aloft. That did not quite have enough instability to tap for a tornado threat, but tonight as those upper air disturbance comes in, still anywhere from San Francisco to Sacramento could have a spotty damaging wind gust. Still some lightning in the areas south and west of Lake Tahoe, well east of Sacramento. Not likely that that's going to go severe up around the Bear Valley area, but that's typically an area where we're looking at snow at this time of year. Off to the west of Eureka, some of those storms could come on shore with a damaging wind gust overnight. So we are looking for this kind of an isolated severe threat along with some of those locally heavy rainfall areas that sometimes call the debris flow. So Nick, Maria, it's active on the West Coast as well.
Oh, no doubt about it. Thanks so much, Dr. Forbes. Yeah, active on the West Coast, active on the East Coast with more snow continuing to fall. Providence, as well as Portland, all the way up into northern New England, seeing this come down.
And we were commenting how beautiful the lights look on the trees, but they're getting whipped around right now as those winds are really starting to pick up at times today. Temperatures into the single digits, but obviously with winds like that, you're looking at very cold wind chills.
Yeah, about 5 below zero is what it feels like out there right now. Will continue to get even colder throughout the night as more snow continues to fall here.
Why are you all here? To learn, right? So you can get a good job, so you're not working for peanuts. Well, what if I told you that peanuts can work for you? While you guys are busy napping, peanuts are delivering 7 grams of protein and 6 essential nutrients right to your mouth. You ever seen a peanut take a day off? No. Peanuts don't even get casual khaki Fridays because peanuts take their job seriously. So unless you want a life of skimming Wi-Fi off the neighbors, you'll harness the hard-working power of the peanut.
Weather invention.
Wow, anybody else surprised it actually worked? Mother Nature can absolutely change people. I'm ready to get out of here and create a new track.
This is a tornado emergency. It was hard to believe weather could do that.
Never seen anything like this in my life.
Currently in our area, 68 degrees under fair skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, slight chance of a rain shower, low 61, winds light and variable. Monday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon, high 81, chance of rain 50%. Monday night, overcast with rain showers at times, thunder possible, low 61, chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Listen up. Out on that field today, you will be ready for anything. And I want you to always remember, this is the greatest team you will ever be part of.
And when they're asked, what did you do to make a difference in the world? They can say, I became a soldier.
How do I get hotel deals nobody else gets? I know a guy.
Priceline Negotiator.
I know this guy, Coloito, and this guy who knows a guy. Hey, guy. I know a guy in New York, Vegas, Dallas. I've known some guys for decades, and some, nice to meet you. Let's deal. My competitors may know it.
With the dog as a partner, I've got to be up on my voice commands. That's why Xfinity's new voice remote is perfect for me. Find cop shows. I just say it and I see it. Finding my shows has never been easier. Watch Top Chef.
The new X1 voice remote from Xfinity is coming soon. Perfect for people who want entertainment the easy way.
You're not Mr. Craig.
Yeah, I'm confused. Where's Mr. Craig?
Well, I'm sort of Mr. Craig. We're both between 35 and 45 years old. We both like to save money on car insurance. And we're both really good at teaching people a lesson.
Okay, let's go.
Cool. Sit down.
All right.
Sorta You isn't you. Only Esurance has coverage my way. It helps make sure you only pay for what's right for you, not someone sorta like you.
I think I blacked out from fear. Did we ask him where Mr. Craig was?
We did.
Esurance, backed by Allstate. Click or call.
Refund the shipping and even pay the return postage. Try No risk-free today.
This weekend, Winter Storm Marcus brings yet another round of snow and cold to millions. Monday morning will be a mess. Get the weather story Monday on Wake Up with Alan AMHQ.
Winter Storm Marcus dropping snow across the Northeast. This was the scene earlier in Rochester, New York. Quinn Mullern posting this picture of low visibility and poor road conditions there.
Tell you what, the road conditions pretty poor over much of the Northeast. Ove Overmeyer sent out this picture of the snow blanketing the streets in front of these houses in Rochester. He added this quotation. He said, okay, that's enough. We've had our fair share of snow this winter. Thank you very much.
Now, finally, Trisha Dix posted this picture of kids who maybe not quite there yet, right? They're playing in the snow. You can see it's about knee deep right there. And lots of school delays and closings in the last few weeks, and more on tap for tomorrow.
Wading through the snow,
yes.
It looks like, and there's going to be a whole lot more of that to wade through here in the next 24 hours.
And speaking of, we want to get the latest on where Marcus is heading next, what it's going to deliver. We want to bring in Carl Parker, our expert, and kind of talk about some of the details because, you know, it's not this blasting nor'easter, this big blizzard. It's kind of these little nuances that are going to give the big, heavy doses of snow.
Yeah, exactly right. In the larger sense, it's just kind of keeping the pressure on for a good solid day. It's just light snow that continues hour after hour after hour. But as you mentioned, in some smaller ways, it's going to be heavier snow, especially right around Boston, where we see this coastal front setting up. So let's begin with a look at the snow that we're expecting going forward. So through the event, we're thinking it's going to be a sizable area of several inches of snow, and that's going to be through a lot of the thruway there, over into the Adirondacks, the Catskills, certainly across a lot of southern New England. Then within that, there will be pockets of 8 to 12 right around the Catskills as well, excuse me, as eastern Massachusetts. And then within that, we could see even heavier snow, and that could include the area that is right into the Boston metro. Now let's talk about what's happening right now, and most of what we are seeing is light snow. The vast majority of reports that we are getting out of New England right now are indicating light snow. We'll take you first of all into parts of New York, and light snow being reported right now in Binghamton as well as Syracuse and Rome and Utica. Also back into Rochester, we've got light snow spreading into the Hudson Valley. There's been a little bit of freezing rain in eastern PA around the Mount Pocono area. And there is concern that that's going to come down and into New York City overnight tonight. Now, not all the modeling is real enthusiastic on that point, but certainly the air is going to get colder. There in the tri-state area, we're going to see more wintry weather on the north side of the metro. But in New York City itself, it's entirely possible that we get some freezing rain overnight and early tomorrow morning. So it could be very messy going to work tomorrow morning. Then you're going to have the snow that's just continuing to come down in a lot of the areas where it's happening right now in southern New England right through tomorrow afternoon. So it's going to be a very long-lasting event. Now, the low pressure is not going to be that strong. You've got cold air coming down from Canada, got some gusty wind there, and as the low continues to generate, we're going to find moisture coming up and over top of that colder air. That's the lift that's going to keep that snow developing. But because the low's not really strong, we're not going to see widespread banding features or very heavy snow over a large area. What we will see is right in here where this thing called a coastal front is settling in. This is the model showing you tomorrow morning. That's where you've got flow coming off of the ocean, so that's relatively warmer and more humid air. And then you've got flow that's coming down from Canada just like this. And where those flows come together, that is convergence. That's air coming together. When it comes together, it can't go down into the ground. It's got to go up at that point. And so that lift is what creates even more snow or heavier snowfall rates. And the snowfall rates could get up to 1 to 2 inches per hour right in that zone. Now, where exactly that zone sets up is difficult to say, but we know that generally from Boston and on north and eastward, that's where there's potential for heavier snow, a foot or more easily. So this is a look at how this is going to play out. There's tonight. This is our forecast now. We'll take you into the overnight hours. Notice how the area of purple grows. That is the freezing rain that we think will extend into the New York City metro. I'm going to step this back a little bit and take you into 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. So light freezing rain entirely possible there. Northern Jersey, Northeast PA, Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, out along the LIE, Suffolk County, and southern parts of New England. Then that's going to begin to go away and be replaced by snow while the snow continues through a lot of the rest of New England and New York State. Maria, over to you.
All right, Carl, thank you so much. We want to take you to Bangor, Maine, because another spot that's been seeing the snow look like this earlier today. John Marnell tweeting this photo just an hour after noon Eastern time.
It's so tough to see here, and with visibility like this, this is just a perfect example of why you don't want to get out. You can barely see, a quarter of a mile in front of you, if that.
And this is a great picture from Boston earlier today, too. Chip Arndt posted this to Twitter about 9 in the morning, and already 4 inches of snow had fallen there. And we're going to continue our wall-to-wall coverage of Winter Storm Marcus. Starting tomorrow morning, fresh out the door, we want to get you ready. Crews all across the Northeast, starting at 5 a.m. Eastern with Wake Up with Al.
Yeah, we got folks in Boston, Worcester, Portland, the Big Apple, Stephanie Abrams, Jim Cantori, Keith Carson, and Dave Malkoff in the morning. And in the afternoon with Reagan Medji, Mike Seidel, Ron Blum, and Paul Goodland.
Currently in our area, 68 degrees under fair skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Slight chance of a rain shower. Low 61. Winds light and variable. Monday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 81. Chance of rain 50%. Monday night, overcast with rain showers at times. Thunder possible. Low 61. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Winter Storm Marcus packing a punch to the northeast. Heavy snow hitting New England again. And New York City under the threat of freezing rain.
Boston, Massachusetts, Portland, Maine could be slammed with more than a foot, maybe even a foot and a half of snow. So we have those areas covered for you tonight. Paul Goodlow in Boston, Ron Blum in Portland. Out in the elements for you.
Yeah, the storm is impacting over 40 million people. And of course, millions will be impacted by tomorrow morning's commute with the snow coming down here in New England and back across upstate New York. Look where the winter storm watches, or winter storm warnings are, I should say. Syracuse to Burlington, to Manchester, to Boston and Portland. In winter weather advisories into New York and Philadelphia, we could see a mixture of precipitation types, some icy spots.
Well, with that winter storm warning, snow falling, looking live at Boston, Massachusetts. The Boston Public Schools are closed again Monday and into Tuesday. Our Paul Goodlow has been there live all afternoon and into the night here now. Paul, we obviously know it has been cold. The snow continues to come down. What's the latest there?
Well, I'm trying to dig the entire city of Boston out, one shovel full of snow at a time. And I'm trying to actually get to at least the curb to get to Dartmouth Street here. But it's a long go. I've been out here a little while shoveling this part, and the first layer is fine because it's nice and fluffy. But you get a little lower, it gets crunchy and harder. and of course heavier to lift. So imagine if you're trying to get to your car, which you haven't been able to dig out in, say, 2 weeks because of all the storms, and you've got to go through this, and guess what? They're piling more snow here because more snow continues to fall, and the temperature's 14 degrees right now with the wind blowing. It makes it feel like the big goose egg. 0 out here right now. Look at the radar, because we are far from being done with this latest winter storm. This one, by the way, the name is Marcus, and it continues to pound the area. And if you look at the long-term forecast in terms of maybe the next 4 or 5 days, another bout of snow comes through on Thursday, and then we have some bitter Arctic air as we head towards the weekend. Perhaps the coldest we've been in, say, 11 years here in Boston. Talk about our temperatures, highs below 10 degrees. That's going to be cold. Now, we're still looking at snow. We picked up about 4 to 6 to even 7 in the area right now. We could see another foot of snow before all is said and done. And as Carl was talking about, mentioning the coastal front, that's a localized type of feature in the weather here that can cause some intense snow. This is more of a nuisance snow because it's been doing this for over 24 hours. And we could see some heavy, intense bands like we saw with Juneau a little while ago. I'm going to get a yardstick to kind of just measure how much snow that I'm trying to dig out of. Again, I'm 6'5", so it might look deceiving on me. So there we go. This is down to the actual sidewalk. That's just shy of 3 feet here. But again, it gets higher and higher as we go towards the street. You can kind of barely see the tops of cars going by. So this is what people will be dealing with. But like I was saying before, and maybe they have them, I haven't seen any and heard about it yet, but there needs to be, because again, no school for the next 2 days, we should get people on social media to get together and help dig out people who can't do it themselves. They did it in Buffalo. We should do it here in Boston. Again, one shovel at a time, Maria. We're going to get through this winter of 2015.
That's right. Bend with the knees. Don't lift, don't lift with your back there, Paul. We appreciate all you're trying to do there. But that's actually a great idea. To get the young kids out there because they're going to need that exercise and that fresh air. Why not have them put to good use there?
We'll leave it to Paul Goodloe to find a way to work out on the road
there,
too.
exactly.
By the way, he's getting a good workout there. Hey, you're getting a workout here around Dedham, Massachusetts. That's south on the south border of Boston. You've got snow piled up on either side of the roadways. The crews have been out pretty well, though, trying to get these roads cleared.
Yeah, you can see the pavement. That's a good sign, right? Tori tweeted these pictures earlier this afternoon. Obviously, more snow has fallen since then, but those crews are really working around the clock. But for more on Winter Storm Marcus, we want to head over to Carl Parker in the lab. And Carl, we were talking about the long duration, and you see that snow total map by Tuesday, 12 inches potentially in Boston. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's as you mentioned, it's a long duration event. That's the big thing. It's not so much that it's going to be terribly heavy at any one time, although that coastal front is going to enhance the snow, certainly, but it's just going to go on for such a long time. It's going to go right into tomorrow afternoon, maybe even tomorrow night in some parts of Massachusetts. Let's begin with a look at what the snowfall is likely to be over the next day or so here. That's the snow that is yet to come. Pretty sizable area of 5 to 8 inches, and then within that you've got pockets of 8 to 12, and then maybe as much as a foot or more there in the Boston metro area. On the radar picture right now, we've got light snow across the Thruway and into northwestern New York. Also light snow in Poughkeepsie and Newburgh and Albany. There's been a little bit of freezing rain in eastern PA. The worry is that that's going to make it into New York City overnight tonight, and then up into the Boston metro. We've got more of that light snow ongoing here. And when we look at the temperatures, look at the contrast. Now at 14 in Norwood and Boston, but 34 on the South Shore. So that is that coastal front, and by tomorrow morning it will have really sharpened up. So you've got this ocean flow coming in, and then you've got a colder flow dropping down from the north. You've got convergence, the winds coming together, and as that happens, it's going to enhance the snowfall, and that is why we're going to get higher totals, most likely right around Boston. Now, where exactly that boundary is going to be and how it migrates is difficult to determine, but generally we're thinking it's going to be a potential for a foot or more in Boston, and then maybe up through the North Shore into Lynn and Saugus and Beverly, maybe even up towards Newburyport as well. But farther into the middle of the state, we're not going to get as much. Those areas that were just so hammered around Worcester and northward are only going to get several inches at the most out of this. So this is our high resolution forecast radar. You notice that this model is actually not showing a tremendous amount of freezing rain tomorrow tomorrow morning there in the tri-state area, but certainly there is potential for that. You've got the light snow that's ongoing across a lot of the region that starts to wane a little bit on the west side going into the afternoon, but we've still got it coming down in southeastern New England. And then notice this boundary right through there. That is that coastal front that's still sitting there tomorrow night, 10 p.m. So by this time tomorrow, we're still potentially talking about snow coming down in Boston. That's why we could see over a foot and maybe well over a foot in some areas. Back to you.
Such a long-term event, emphasis on the word long, and much more ahead too as we continue to cover Winter Storm Marcus.
So we're talking about a place that could end up with more than a foot here. Ron Blom is going to report that side of the story for us from Portland, Maine. That's coming up after your local on the 8s. Remember, you can follow #Marcus for all of the latest updates on this winter storm.
Hey neighbor, LED bulbs save hundreds of dollars on your energy bill and can last for over 20 years. And right now, get $2 instant savings on a variety of Fight dimmable bulbs at your neighborhood Ace.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
良質熟練の技革新1000年の歴史を持つ文化が最先端の製造技術を使うと待てよあれこれってクライスラー
Reliability is now an American thing. Introducing the all-new Chrysler 200, America's import. Find it at Chrysler.com.
If a denture were to be put under a microscope, we can see all the bacteria that still exists. Polident's unique MicroClean formula works in just 3 minutes, killing 99.99% of odor-causing bacteria for a cleaner, fresher, brighter denture every day.
Andrew, Rita, Sandy. Meet Chris, Jackie, Joe. Minor damage or major disaster. When you need us most, we're there. State Farm. We're a force of nature, too.
The Weather Channel celebrates Black History Month as only we can, telling the stories of African Americans who saw their world through weather, then changed the world for the better. This week, we sit down with Guyan Bluford, the first African American to travel into space. Black History Month on the Weather Channel. It's amazing out there.
Currently in our area, 68 degrees under fair skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, slight chance of a rain shower, low 61, winds light and variable. Monday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon, high 81, chance of rain 50%. Monday night, overcast with rain showers at times, thunder possible, low 61, chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
This weekend, Winter Storm Marcus brings yet another round of snow and cold to millions. Monday morning will be a mess. Get the weather story Monday on Wake Up with Alan AMHQ.
I have a cold with terrible chest congestion. Better take something.
Theraflu Severe Cold doesn't treat chest congestion.
Really?
New Alka-Seltzer Plus Day Powder rushes relief to your worst cold symptoms plus chest congestion.
Oh, what a relief it is.
Here we go!
Brought to you by Alka-Seltzer Plus Cold and Cough.
Boston Market introduces our 2 for $20 complete meal deal. For just $20, get 2 individual meals, like our all-natural rotisserie chicken, 2 classic sides, 2 drinks, and 2 desserts, all for a limited time, only at Boston Market.
There's confidence.
Then there's trusting your vehicle maintenance to Ford Service Confidence. Our expertise, technology, and high-quality parts mean your peace of mind. Now you can get the works. A multi-point inspection with a synthetic blend oil change, tire rotation, brake inspection, and more. $29.95 or less.
Looking live at New York City, we do have that travel advisory that's been set for you guys tomorrow morning and into the evening rush. You have Times Square there on the left and on the right into Manhattan, but you see the low cloudiness. Winds have been a little bit gusty. A lot of the major part of the precipitation has been well to the north of New York City, at least for now. But it's not quantity, it's the quality here, and it's not going to be good for the morning rush. Timing is everything, and we will have some moisture, just enough in place to create some problems on the roadways tomorrow for sure in the New York area. Right now, though, we have temperatures above freezing, 34 officially. Those winds, though, out of the east-northeast at 12. All of the snow, you can see you've got the New York State Thruway and I-95. Bridgeport, White Plains on the order of about 2 inches of snowfall. So, again, not a lot out of this as far as the snow. Even the Lehigh Valley on the order of about an inch. Notice Philadelphia, not as much, but you still have that winter weather advisory. That's going to account for some of that freezing rain or maybe a little bit of sleet that's possible tomorrow. Speaking of that, you have that New York. Notice those temperatures hovering right about 30 or the upper 20s straight on through tomorrow evening. A little bit of snow here. Again, timing is everything, and we're not looking at a lot because there's just not a lot of moisture on this side of the system. But you look at the probabilities of seeing some accumulating ice. And wherever you see the purple, that is going to be enough for some problems on the roadways, and that's why we do have that winter weather advisory. Notice southern Connecticut, south of there is the winter weather advisory. To the north, Nick, we have those winter storm warnings.
Yeah, it really is a very dangerous late night and morning drive there, and we have information you need to know to keep you safe, including in Portland, Maine. Ron Blum has been there all throughout the day and into the evening. Ron, I know they do snow here in Portland, obviously, but I'm wondering if, even for hardy folks there in Portland, if this is a little bit much.
I think it's gotten a little bit much across New England, and Maine represents half of New England, and they're used to snow here. The average here is still pretty high, but since December 1, it's over 60 inches of snow has come down here. That's 5.5 feet. Does it look warmer? It's gone up 1 degree since the last hour. It's now 10 degrees officially. Maybe that's because the wind is shifting and it's coming off of the ocean now at about 12 miles an hour. It certainly picked up with this light blowing snow that's been coming through here, and probably the wind chill has dropped down, so there's a wash on the difference. Overnight low is forecast to be 5 degrees. We've seen some snow plows coming through downtown trying to keep the streets cleared out. You can see on the radar that there's still plenty of snow that's coming down in the area. In fact, the forecast calls for snow pretty much for every hour for the next 24 hours, and this bitter cold is going to continue in these strong winds. As you go into the state of Maine, the temperatures drop lower, getting down to 0 and sub-zero as you get up near the Canadian border. And here comes that gusting wind, 12 to 15 miles an hour that we've been dealing with all night. We're still seeing quite a few people walking through downtown, but I got to tell you, walking is a little bit better than standing in front of the camera because at least you got some body motion going. Down in the southern part of Maine, down into New Hampshire, we're starting to hear about some schools closing down. Biddeford, Acton, and York, all pretty good-sized communities here in Maine to our south, are closing school tomorrow. Schools open here, and I think most people know which websites to look at to see if they're local schools. But just to illustrate, the closer you get to Boston, the more the threat of the depth of this snow is, Maria.
And Ron, I know we spoke to Ron earlier talking about the benefits, right? You do have some benefits to all this snow. You have a lot of crews working and making money.
Oh, absolutely. The snowplow people are loving it. Everybody with a plow in the front of the truck is staying fully employed. The ski resorts are going to be enjoying some really good natural snow and shut the snow machines off. And I think the travel agencies are doing well. When I came in through Boston last night, there are a whole bunch of New Englanders and Boston residents who'd taken a break after the last storm, and they had a little suntan, and they were moaning about the forecast back in New England. Maria?
Love it. Ron Blum in Portland, Maine for us this evening. Thank you.
Well, much more ahead here as we continue to track Winter Storm Marcus.
Problems with travel? Yes, already seeing them. We're going to get you ready for Monday coming up.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Everybody knows that.
Well, did you know that words really can hurt you?
What?
Jesse, don't go! Jesse, no!
I'm sorry, Daisy, but I'm a loner, and a loner's gotta be alone. Yeah!
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
So you think all auto glass companies are the same? Well, they're not. When your windshield needs to be replaced, nobody makes it as worry-free as Safelite. First, Safelite emails a photo of the technician, so you know who to expect and how soon.
Right on time.
Safelite's one-of-a-kind True Seal technology places a new glass in perfect position for a strong, reliable bond you can trust.
Oh, that looks great.
You're all set.
Thank you so much.
Schedule now to get the Safelite Advantage.
Safelite repair, Safelite replace.
Even if it's your last one, always share the softness of Kleenex tissues.
He's a 27-year-old billionaire. In the society pages, he's never been photographed with anyone.
Be free. Welcome to my world.
Which one's yours?
All of them.
Thanks for the ride.
I had a rough start in life. I don't do romance. If you do this, I will be devoted to you, and only you.
You said you didn't do romance.
I don't. Rated R.
Looks like the Garcias got a new car.
What'd they get?
I don't know.
Sure doesn't look like a Buick.
Buick.
I'm outside. Where are you? I'm right here. I'm in the Buick. I don't see a Buick.
Take a fresh look at Buick. It just might surprise you.
That's not a Buick. That's what I told him. Wow. This is nice. Oh, my.
Now during the Buick President's Day event, get $5,000 total cash back on select Buick sedans and stock the longest.
Weather invention.
Wow, anybody else surprised it actually worked?
Mother Nature can absolutely change people.
I'm ready to get out of here and create a new track.
This is a tornado emergency.
It was hard.
You're not Mr. Craig.
Yeah, I'm confused. Where's Mr. Craig?
Well, I'm sort of Mr. Craig. We're both between 35 and 45 years old. We both like to save money on car insurance, and we're both really good at teaching people a lesson.
Okay, that's
Cool. Sit down. All right.
Sorta You isn't you. Only Esurance has coverage my way. It helps make sure you only pay for what's right for you, not someone sorta like you.
I think I blacked out from fear. Did we ask him where Mr. Craig was?
We did.
Esurance, backed by Allstate. Click or call.
Replacing old drain lines used to mean tearing up floors and walls and digging a huge trench in your house, but not anymore. Now there's trenchless drain line repair. Our trenchless pipelining method creates a new permanent pipe inside the existing pipe. A liner saturated with epoxy is inserted into the pipe. A bladder is inflated until the epoxy hardens to form a new pipe inside the old pipe. It's removed and the pipe is ready for use, better than new. Need a drain line repair? Go trenchless. Call Quick Plumbers today.
Weather in the box. Or call toll-free 1-800-FRESHEST and mention TV. Go online now.
Currently in our area, 66 degrees under fair skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Slight chance of a rain shower. Low 61. Winds light and variable. Monday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 81. Chance of rain 50%. Monday night, overcast with rain showers at times. Thunder possible. Low 61. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Welcome Welcome back to this special edition of Weather Center Live. Nick Walker here alongside Maria LaRosa. And as we look live at Boston, Massachusetts, the snow lightly falling. But as we've been saying, this is a little bit deceiving. It looks fairly benign out there. The problem is it's just going to be such a long-term snowfall. All night, constantly. All day tomorrow expected to be snowing constantly. And then even into tomorrow night, into Tuesday morning. So that's why we could see a foot or more of snow pile up here around Boston. And obviously, Maria, this has already caused all kinds of travel headaches.
It has been just miserable, really, over the last 2 weeks because of all the big storms. So let's kind of get you planning ahead and give you an idea of what the travel picture looks like. And as you might imagine, it's not pretty, despite the fact that you've got green in the Northeast right now. That is a lot to do with the fact that they've just canceled. It's getting later in the day. There just aren't many flights out. Meanwhile, though, in San Francisco, you see the red there. We have arrival delays on the average of about an hour and a half plus because we've seen gusty winds, the rain, the low clouds all continuing there because of our big western storm. That we're also talking about coming up later in the hour of what this is going to be doing across the West Coast. Obviously, it's much needed rain, but at the expense of travel. Let's talk about tomorrow and get you thinking about tomorrow. Do you have a plane ticket in your hand, whether you're flying out of the Northeast or trying to get into the Northeast? It is tough. More than 1,400 flights right now have been canceled in and out of the U.S. for tomorrow. Most of those coming at the top of the list, Boston, with more than 470 flights in and out of Boston canceled. Catching up real fast is LaGuardia, always a problem when you're talking about weather at LaGuardia. And then you've got Newark and JFK coming in with close to or exceeding 200 flights that have been canceled in and out. And even Philadelphia, we're not expecting a ton of weather. You do have that winter weather advisory. They've already canceled some flights out ahead of tomorrow. 81 flights so far in and out of Philadelphia. But maybe you are thinking about flying, and maybe you're flying out of a nice location like Atlanta, perhaps this afternoon. This is what it looked like. A unique perspective from one of our viewers, Lee, tweeting this picture out of a warm and sunny Atlanta. Here's after he took off, a beautiful shot, great visibility. But then he got over Rhode Island, and his plane had a circle before its descent into Boston's Logan Airport. You can see the low cloudiness there. Here's the plane with those windswept clouds as it lowered towards the airport. And then as you got underneath the cloud deck, you saw the ground there. This is Castle Island in South Boston. You've got all that snow covering the ground. And then this is what it looked like when the plane landed at Logan Airport. I mean, look at all that. You can't even tell where the sky and the ground meets there. It's just all the same color. But you can see why there was some circling, because those crews were out there trying to get the runways cleared of the snow as it kept on coming. And then finally, a shot of planes being de-iced. Yet another reason for flight delays during a winter storm. They tried real hard to get those flights out that are scheduled, but it's not looking good out of Boston tomorrow.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to wait for a lot of de-icing tomorrow. Let's take a look live at Boston University, where there's a little bit of activity out there this evening. Check out the bottom of the screen, though. That's a roadway. If you look closely, every once in a while, you'll see a car slowly making its way across that road. It is snow-covered out there. We're going to see a lot of snow-covered roads. We're just not going to probably be able to get to all the back roads with those snowplows. And that's why some of the back roads here throughout the Northeast are going to be in trouble. But even I-95 could be in trouble as the snow continues to fall here from Portland down to Boston and Providence. And then as we head into tomorrow morning, that's when we could see these icing problems here around New York City, back into New Jersey, and even into Pennsylvania, where we get some of that freezing rain on the roads and the bridges and overpasses. We could continue to see some problems. Snow on top of that as we head on into your Monday afternoon. And really all night, Monday night, more snow still accumulating, and even into Tuesday morning, we still could see some from Boston out toward the Cape. I-90 is going to be another problem area. Boston all the way back towards Syracuse and Buffalo, snow all along the way throughout tonight, throughout tomorrow, and even into tomorrow night. So Boston, you can expect to see that snow continue to pile up to the tune of about a foot or so, and of course we'll see more snow deepening on the roadways.
Getting married. Never. Guaranteed.
You picked a beautiful ring.
Thank you. We're never having kids.
I love it here.
We are never moving to the suburbs. We are never getting one of those. We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the nevers in life, State Farm is there. toenail fungus? Don't hide it. Tackle it with new FDA-approved Jublia. Jublia is a prescription medicine proven to treat toenail fungus. Use Jublia as instructed by your doctor. Once applied, Jublia gets to the site of infection by going under, around, and through the nail. Most common side effects include ingrown toenail, application site redness, itching, swelling, burning or stinging, blisters, and pain. Tackle it! Ask your doctor now if new Jublia is right for you.
I can do anything. My Tempur-Pedic made me fall in love with mornings again.
And I love how it conforms to my body. With Tempur-Pedic, the whole bed is comfortable.
We actually got our bed as an engagement gift from her parents.
Maybe that's the secret to marriage.
You're going to stay together if you have a Tempur-Pedic bed.
I told our friends, this is the best investment I've ever made.
It's helping to keep us young.
Love my bed.
Visit your local retailer and feel the Tempur-Pedic difference for yourself.
Every day, Bill had a choice. He could do the same old boring things, or he could start speaking a new language with Rosetta Stone. The fastest way to learn a language, guaranteed. Right now, you have the same choice. You could let time pass you by, or you could seize the day. Experience the new Rosetta Stone. Call now for a free demo at 1-800-ROSETTA.
Attention accident victims.
If you or a loved one has been injured in any kind of accident, you may be eligible for substantial compensation. Don't wait to file your claim. Time is limited. Call now and let a local experienced attorney fight to get you money for your injuries.
If you have been injured in an accident, time is limited to file a claim, so act now. The call and consultation are free.
Call 1-800-307-9899.
Attention accident victims.
If you or a loved one has been injured in any kind of accident, you may be eligible for substantial compensation. Don't wait to file your claim. Time is limited. Call now and let a local experienced attorney fight to get you money for your injuries.
If you have been injured in an accident, time is limited to file a claim, so act now. The call and consultation are free.
Call 1-800-307-9899.
The Weather Channel celebrates Black History Month as only we can, telling the stories of African Americans who saw their world through weather, then changed the world for the better. This week, we sit down with Guyan Bluford, the first African American to travel into space. Black History Month on the Weather Channel. It's amazing out there.
Currently in our area, 66 degrees under fair skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Slight chance of a rain shower. Low 61. Winds light and variable. Monday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 81. Chance of rain 50%. Monday night, overcast with rain showers at times. Thunder possible. Low 61. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
This weekend, Winter Storm Marcus brings yet another round of snow and cold to millions. Monday morning will be a mess. Get the weather story Monday on Wake Up with Al and AMHQ.
Welcome back to special coverage of Winter Storm Marcus. Snow's been falling in the Northeast since this morning, and that's the latest round of snow we're talking about.
And it's been a long series of storms. We're talking 4 named winter storms in the last 3 weeks, and the folks in the hub are still digging out. We're talking Juno, Carrie, Linus. So the threat of another foot to a foot and a half is very, very serious.
And this is what it looked like today already on the campus of Harvard University. Kind of a pretty shot out there, but you know what? I don't know if there's going to be a whole lot of people taking a leisurely stroll as we head into tomorrow morning. Justin Michaels tweeted tweeted this out, noting, he said, that there are just 40 days until spring. I love that kind of optimism.
Yes. I can't say this. Our Paul Goodlow in Boston. You would think I've been out covering the snow for 24 hours, Paul, like you have. But it is a real concern. It's a real issue there in Boston. I mean, I see you with the snow mounds next to you. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I want you to take a look at my handiwork here. We're on, I guess, Copley Plaza. We got Dartmouth behind me, St. James Avenue there. Come on, Ronnie, kind of show my work here. I've actually dug down to the curb. So this is easily 7 feet of snow I've dug out here. And then you can step down, and then that's the street. And we still have another 7 feet of snow if I wanted to dig through there, but I can't because this is kind of shoveled snow, but this is all plowed snow. All this is heavy snow, hard to actually shovel. I've had to change shovels to even put a shovel in here. I can easily stand on that and still have another 7-8 feet before I actually reach where the cars are driving. In fact, take my yardstick out, put it down here to the street. That's 3 feet. And then from here up, easily another 1.5 to 2 more feet of snow. And this is just one of hundreds, if not thousands, of streets which look like this all around the Boston metro area, thanks to back to now back snowstorms. We're talking over the last, 16 days, nearly 5 feet of snow. We'll definitely eclipse that as the snow continues overnight into tomorrow as well. So much snow that even the governor in his press conference today, well, he kind of put it in perspective in terms of the Patriots. Take a listen.
Over the past 2 weeks, approximately 60 inches of snow have fallen across Massachusetts. Department of Transportation plows have moved enough snow over that period of time to fill Gillette Stadium 90 times.
Gillette Stadium, where the Patriots play, where a week ago tonight this town was on fire, even with all the snow still falling last week, because the Patriots won the Super Bowl. And, speaking of the city of Boston and trying to deal with this, just the city alone, over the past, 2.5 weeks, they have dropped more than 57,000 pounds, or is it tons? Tons. 57,000 tons of salt on the streets of Boston. This is just Boston alone, not parts of Massachusetts, just the city of Boston, Maria. 57,000 tons of snow, and I keep seeing there's some trucks right there, and they are dropping more as we speak, trying to get this city at some points of normalcy as we're dealing with yet another winter storm, this time Winter Storm Marcus.
It is just amazing, and all that salt, all the crews, that is money being spent right now, and there are a lot of municipalities, even cities, approaching or exceeding their budget at this point. It's just incredible, but it's not just Boston. You've got Portland, Maine, for example, also getting slammed by Winter Storm Marcus, and for that we want to head over to Ron Blum, who's been there for us through the afternoon and the evening hours, and those snow piles look big there too. It has been quite the winter already there in Portland.
Indeed, some records have fallen and been set, new ones across the state of Maine. Here in Portland, 66 inches of snow so far this season. What's that, about 5.5 feet? Officially 20 inches on the ground, but I think we could add another 2 or 3 inches today. And it's not just Portland and Boston suffering the effects of the storm. I took a drive up the turnpike today to see what else was going on.
If you're going to drive on I-95, you need to start with a snow scraper. A good 2 inches fell overnight in Portsmouth, New Hampshire.
Waiting for spring. I'm hopeful.
Just up the road, Mark Tappan is racing to keep up with his workload.
Plowing some snow.
A lot?
Whole lot this year.
In fact, this busy plow operator says he's been working almost nonstop for more than 2 weeks, which is why he is seeing green where all the rest of us see that white stuff.
I'm loving it. Yeah, this is great.
There are, in fact, an army of plows out on I-95. From Massachusetts through New Hampshire and up into Maine, these operators are showing how it's done. Traffic is moving along so well, it's time I exit and check out a town named Wells on the Maine coast. A small town where the houses are draped in icicles and the sign says, "This way to the beach." But first, behind that snow dune, we spot Aroma Joe's, where inside the coffee is brewing and outside the customers not deterred by winter.
I am sick of the snow.
But you're still getting out.
Yes, I am. Gotta still get out. Gotta still live your life.
I don't know what's going on. I'm done with it, though. I'm sick of it.
Got my coffee, my muffin. He's got his rush.
And I've got the beach to myself, it appears. But wait, then I spot Mike Ross shoveling a friend's porch.
More snow than I need to deal with. I'm ready to go to Florida.
Who isn't ready to go to Florida? I just was looking on Twitter and saw a hilarious tweet. Somebody said the leading cause of accidents now in Maine. You see these snow drifts? The leading cause, this tweet said, is people who drive past these blind corners with these huge piles and hope there's not a car coming in the other direction. Indeed, it's one of the new hazards besides driving on slippery roads is these piles that block your view. So if you're going to drive, do be careful out there. Maria?
I was just going to think, I was thinking there, Ron, you've got to inch out very slowly to even get a glimpse of it, and then you're already half out. That's definitely a real threat there, too. All right, Ron Bloom in Portland, Maine for us.
It is.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, sir. Unfortunately, we have many more hours here of Winter Storm Marcus, so let's bring in our expert, Carl Parker, to talk more about all the details. And this is a really interesting storm setup there, Carl, because there's all these little details that are going to bring about big snow.
Yeah, exactly right. Mesoscale features, as we call them, that are going to produce heavier snow, but for the most part, it's a weaker system that's just going to last for a really long time. And so we are likely to get a foot of snow there in the Boston metro. And take a look at this. These are the snowiest 30-day periods, and we're talking about any 30-day period in the record, the snowiest of them, January 9 to February 7, 1978, 58 inches. And then 1996, I'm sure a lot of you remember that. Right now, we're at 54.7 inches, which means that we need about another 8 inches within the next 2 weeks, and that is almost certainly going to happen with this event. This is what we're thinking. 12 inches most likely in the Boston metro, maybe even more than that. Right in there is where we're going to see ocean winds converging with colder winds coming out of the north. That little front is going to help to really accentuate the snow, and there is the timing of all that, the snow continuing right through tomorrow morning, and in fact, even beyond that, right into the afternoon. All told, across New England, pretty sizable areas of 5 to 8 inches within those pockets of 8 to 12, and again, that 12 to 18 in the Boston metro. Right now, it is light snow across a lot of the region. You notice also we're getting a little bit of freezing rain right in there in that purple in northeastern PA. That's going to be the worry tonight in New York as the cold air continues to slide southward, and we get a little bit of slightly warmer air overriding that. It's all light snow here in southeastern New England. It's going to go on for a really long time. This is our forecast. We're going in through tonight and then tomorrow morning early, seeing that freezing rain in purple there in the New York City metro. So very messy start to the day, Long Island and into eastern Pennsylvania. Then the snow continues right through the afternoon, and Nick and Maria, doesn't really wind down until late tomorrow. Back to you.
That's why we're calling it a long-term event for sure.
All right, it's not just the Northeast. We're also keeping tabs on a big storm across the West. It's already producing thunderstorms and heavy rainfall. We have Dr. Forbes here to kind of give us the lowdown on the storm threat out west.
Currently in our area, 66 degrees under fair skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, slight chance of a rain shower, low 61, winds light and variable. Monday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon, high 81, chance of rain 50%. Monday night, overcast with rain showers at times, thunder possible, low 61, chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
My name is Daniel. I have diabetic nerve pain. The pain felt like my feet were on fire. I had these very burning, needle-like sensations. I knew I needed to see a doctor. My doctor said, let's try Lyrica. Lyrica has helped relieve my pain.
It's known that diabetes damages nerves. Lyrica is FDA approved to treat diabetic nerve pain. Lyrica is not for everyone. It may cause serious allergic reactions or suicidal thoughts or actions. Tell your doctor right away if you have these. New or worsening depression or unusual changes in mood or behavior, or swelling, trouble breathing, rash, hives, blisters, changes in eyesight including blurry vision, muscle pain with fever, tired feeling, or skin sores from diabetes. Common side effects are dizziness, sleepiness, weight gain, and swelling of hands, legs, and feet. Don't drink alcohol while taking Lyrica. Don't drive or use machinery until you know how Lyrica affects you. Those who have had a drug or alcohol problem may be more likely to misuse Lyrica.
Having less pain, it's a great feeling.
Ask your doctor about Lyrica today. It's specific treatment for diabetic nerve pain.
Hey neighbor, LED bulbs save hundreds of dollars on your energy bill and can last for over 20 years. And right now, get $2 instant savings on a variety of Fight dimmable bulbs at your neighborhood Ace.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
There's a myth out there that you can't do it all, that you can't be everything to everyone. Well, consider that myth shattered. This is the full line of Ram ProMaster vans and the all-new Ram ProMaster City, built to help you run the town from every direction.
Boston Market introduces our 2 for $20 complete meal deal. For just $20, get 2 individual meals, like our all-natural rotisserie chicken, 2 classic sides, 2 drinks, and 2 desserts, all for a limited time, only at Boston Market.
The more you learn about your insurance, the more gaps you may find. Like how you thought you were covered for this, when you're really only covered for this. Talk to farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Millions of people receive their prescriptions free. You can too. You can even qualify for free dental care and free dentures. Call the free RX Plus hotline now.
There were times when I would not do the prescribed amount, and so I could stretch that depending on, what my circumstances were that month.
We can't afford to go to the dentist on a regular basis like we did when we were fully employed.
The free RX Plus hotline can help you with more than just free prescriptions. You can qualify for free dental work and dentures, cell phones with free minutes, and much more. All free. Don't forget to ask about all your medical supplies, as they may be covered too.
It's a choice of food or getting the dental work that's required.
I've got a pension, I've got medical insurance, but it's not covering huge portions of my prescription medical bill.
All callers receive our free prescription drug savings card. Start saving immediately on thousands of prescription medications. Call now. You could qualify for free brand name prescriptions, along with dental and so much more.
Looking live at Boston, Massachusetts. That snow still lightly coming down here around Boston. We might see it pick up in intensity a little bit during the nighttime hours and into tomorrow. The thing is, it's just going to be constant. Even if it is light, we will see some fairly significant accumulations. And of course, on top of the major accumulations we've already had, well, you can bet we'll still be digging out for a while. James Kendall took a picture of the snow from Winter Storm Marcus in the Boston area. Snow on the ground, icicles from above, and some pretty deep snow. Look at that railing there. It's almost up to the top there, so we're talking about at least thigh-high snow, it looks like. I'm afraid we're going to find that pretty common here around much of New England. Unfortunately, it's been all too common in Boston in the last 16 days. Since January 21st, we've had snow 12 out of those 16 days, and that means it's been snowing about 33% of the time, if you add it all up. That snowfall total added up in the last 16 days has reached almost 54 inches, and we've got a total now for the season of almost 60, and we'll certainly surpass that and probably close in on at least a top 10 snowstorm of all time, setting records here. Boston, getting the light snow over you right now. Actually, there's a little bit of heavier band. That's the darker that you see to the north of the city right now. So even though it's light snow being reported to the airport, 16-mile-per-hour winds, bringing those wind chills down to about 2 below zero with a 14-degree temperature outside. So we've got cold, we've got wind, we've got snow still coming. But I tell you, we need to get used to this snow as well as the cold here for a while. Hey, come the end of next week, we're going to see evidence of this Arctic air that's been building over Canada making its way southward. And so we're in for probably the coldest air mass over New England that we've seen so far this season. And that's saying a lot. You know, it's been pretty cold here. So we're talking about lows next Friday in the teens and single digits, and then getting down below zero readings in the morning, both Saturday and on into Sunday. So while we're watching this, we're also watching the other coast for some problems as well, Maria.
Oh, absolutely. It's a big story. It's a big storm across the west. We've got the rain, which is great news, but it's going to continue right through tomorrow. It's already created some problems with the flooding, but you've got the storminess too. Take a look at this radar. Look at all that lightning there. You have it in Northern California right there, even into Portland, and it looked like this last hour as well. So I want to bring in Dr. Greg Forbes, our severe weather expert, because for a time there, Dr. Forbes, we're concerned about some severe weather. We haven't had the warnings going off yet, but I noticed an increase in the lightning with that one line.
Yeah, Maria, the upper air system is beginning to work its way toward the coast. We got through the afternoon round of showers. They turned into thunderstorms late, but didn't go severe. But we're not totally out of the woods yet. Portland, Maine, by the way, is getting snow. Portland, Oregon is about to get a thunderstorm. Let's take a look. There's Portland. You see one of these little swirls in this big upper low that you can see rotating counterclockwise, heading up toward Portland. Not warm enough there that it's probably going to be severe, but you see some of these other little swirls angling their way toward areas north and west of San Francisco. San Francisco, by the way, within the last hour and a half, has gusted over 50 miles per hour, still over 45. So some of the flights trying to get there are being held at their origin locations, being delayed into San Francisco. That upper low, as it moves in, could give another inch to 2 in some places. Some places, Shasta County, have already had over 4 inches of rain today, and there was some 9 inches at times prior to that. So could be more in the mountains, could be some localized debris flows, flash flooding. Some of the heavier rain over into California there south and west of the Tahoe area. We got through the afternoon round of warm air in the mid-60s coming up the Sacramento, San Joaquin valleys with westerly flow aloft without getting a tornado out of that. Can't totally rule it out tonight. Spotty severe thunderstorms in this western area here of central California. The chance of a tornado, but a damaging wind gust. It's not going to be very widespread. Some heavy rain in the areas between Modesto and Lake Tahoe there with the lightning running along that. That's up towards San Andreas and the Bear Valley area. Storms could work their way toward Eureka, the northwest coast of California, and here are these showers and thunder showers weakening a little bit, thank goodness, as they head into the Portland, Oregon area. So we're going to continue tomorrow to have this cold pocket aloft move onshore. There'll be some showers, thunder showers, some heavy rain as well. A low chance, not totally a zero chance of a damaging wind gust. Let's go back now to the studio. Nick and Maria.
All right, Dr. Forbes, thank you. Not seeing much Sierra snow out of that either.
Unfortunately, we're going to need to see a whole lot more of that if we're going to have any luck come spring and summer.
Right.
Much more ahead here as Winter Storm Marcus continues to just blast the Northeast.
I mean, talk about too much snow, right?
Yeah,
Not enough in the Sierra. We have here in Boston a live look. More than 450 flights canceled in and out of Boston, and that's just for tomorrow. Expect heavy delays on the roads, too. We will get you through it. That's coming up.
Tara Parker in the lab with the winter weather update just ahead.
Omega-3s are essential for our heart health. We find omega-3s in fish and nuts, but even with a healthy diet, many people don't get enough. That's why omega-3 supplements can help support your heart health.
MegaRed is an omega-3 supplement recognized by the Hope Heart Institute. Research shows omega-3s may reduce the risk of coronary heart disease. MegaRed omega-3 krill oil is easily absorbed by the body, and it's just one small pill. Support your heart health with MegaRed.
Build weather invention.
Wow, anybody else surprised that actually worked? Mother Nature can absolutely change people.
I'm ready to get out of here and create a new track.
This is a tornado emergency. Oh my God!
It was hard to believe weather could do that.
Never seen anything like this in my life.
Currently in our area, 66 degrees under fair skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Slight chance of a rain shower. Low 61. Winds light and variable. Monday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 81. Chance of rain 50%. Monday night, overcast with rain showers at times. Thunder possible. Low 61. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Next.
Expected wait time, 55 minutes. Your call is important to us. Thank you for your patience.
In the nation, we know how it feels when you aren't treated like a priority. We do things differently.
We'll take care of it.
We put members first.
Thank you.
Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
There's a place for vacationers who seek more than just a little time off. The ones who choose to go big or stay home.
Come with me now.
Where every amazing, despicable, wizarding adventure reveals moments that are truly epic. This place is made for those who do more than just vacation.
Come with me now.
It's made for those who vacation like they mean it. Universal Orlando Resort.
There's something happening right here in this country. It's the sound of America. Working with American materials in American factories. At WeatherTech, all we do is create the highest quality automotive accessories, including laser-measured custom-fit floor liners. Order yours.
What are your neighbors doing? Oh, are they gyrating? Yeah? Yeah. That's the no rain dance. They don't have Xfinity, so bad weather interferes with their satellite service. It's a no rain dance. Wow. You should see them on game days. Looks like fun. It's not.
Don't settle for outdated satellite. Get reliable TV service rain or shine with Xfinity.
I'm Robin.
And I'm Chris. And according to Mama, we're brothers.
Clearly. At a firehouse table just like this, we learned about the tradition of great food and lots of it.
From the start, every Firehouse sub has honored our firefighter roots.
That's right. Take the hook and ladder sub, loaded with turkey, honey ham, Monterey Jack, steam heated. It's the sub that started the fire.
And now, the light version. Only $5.49, just 450 calories. Perfect for you, Robin.
Why are you looking at me?
Firehouse Subs, founded by firemen.
Will also receive $250 off any hair loss solution from Hair Club. Call now.
This weekend, Winter Storm Marcus brings yet another round of snow and cold to millions. Monday morning will be a mess. Get the weather story Monday on Wake Up with Al and AMHQ.
Winter Storm Marcus dropping snow across the Northeast, and this was the scene earlier in Rochester, New York. Quinn Mullern posting this picture of low visibility, and you can see even on the roadways, not that great.
Yeah, Rochester, one of these areas that has been fairly hard hit with the snowfall. Ove Overmeyer sent out this picture of the snow blanketing the streets in front of these houses in town. He added this quote to his tweet. He said, "Okay, that's enough. We've had our fair share of snow this winter." I think they've had more than their share.
I bet he got a lot of retweets on that one.
Probably so, yeah.
Finally, Trisha Dix posted this picture of kids playing out in the snow. You got about knee deep there, about kid knee deep, but it's certainly enough to have a little fun, you know, the inner child, and you go enjoy the snow. But when you say that a lot of people have had their fair share, that might be an understatement.
You know, we'll try to have fun with it, but obviously there's a side to it that we do not like to see, and that is the fact that snowstorm after snowstorm after snowstorm, and now with more, obviously New England's going to be digging out for a while.
And on a Monday. It's all going to be happening. All right, let's bring in Carl Parker to talk more about what's kind of started as a slow start to the snow season for so many cities.
Yeah, it really did. We were way behind as of late January, but then in the last couple of weeks, it's amazing what has happened. We had 5 inches in total for the season in Boston as of January 23rd. Now we're up past 55 inches of snowfall, and we'll be closing in most likely likely on the snowiest 30-day period in Boston coming up overnight tonight. Here's what we're expecting across the Northeast and New York. Pretty sizable area of several inches of snow. That pink coloring is where we're going to get 5 to 8. Within that, there will be pockets of more than that, including in the Boston area. I'll show you why that is in just a moment. This is light snow for the most part. Getting a lot of reports, a lot of observations of light snow in western New York, Rochester, around the Finger Lakes there, Rome, Syracuse, all reporting light snow. As we get farther eastward and into New England and also here into New York City, not a lot happening right now, but notice that purple right there. That is freezing rain. We have gotten some ground truth. Did see a report of freezing rain around Mount Pocono, and so we do expect that there is going to be at least the threat for freezing rain in New York City overnight, and especially tomorrow morning as cold air continues to drive southward. It's cold enough now. It's 31 degrees, and then as we see warmer air coming in aloft and some rain, that's going to mean a mess tomorrow morning on the roads. And then here's southeastern New England, where we're getting mostly light snow right now, but notice that it's rain across the Cape. There is a coastal front there, which is to say that we've got warmer, and this is relatively speaking, warmer and more humid air coming in from the ocean, while the very cold Canadian air drops southward. And where those air masses are coming together, there is a boundary, and along that boundary we're getting additional lift, and that is going to set up an area of heavier snow. This is the way the model sees that. These high resolution models are smart enough to know exactly what that means, where the convergence is going to enhance the snowfall, and so you see that darker band right in there, and that's why we're thinking the snowfall rates are likely to be heavier tomorrow morning in the Boston metro, at least in some part of the metro, maybe 1 to 2 inches per hour, and that's why we're thinking from Boston and on north and eastward, in particular along the North Shore, Lynn, Saugus, Beverly, that's where we could be talking about more than a foot of snow, and maybe even well more than a foot of snow in some areas, because it's likely going to last for a long time. This is the model forecast. This is mostly light snow. Almost all of that is light snow, but you notice again that little bit of banding right there. Watch as we go through the day tomorrow. Even as this is beginning to go away, as it's weakening, we're still going to see that area of convergence. And in fact, even by late tomorrow, there could still be an area of convergence right there, which is why there could be heavier amounts in some part of the Boston metro area over the next 24 hours. Maria, Nick, back to you.
All right, Carl, thank you so much. Let's take you north of Boston into Bangor, Maine. John Marnell tweeting this photo just after noon Eastern time, but woof.
This is why we tell you, when you have limited visibility like this, you cannot see hardly in front of you at all, to back off the accelerator if you go out at all.
Yeah, and Chip Ard posted this to Twitter about 9 in the morning. Already 4 inches had been falling in the Boston area, so you can see a wintry scene there. Obviously, that is the pretty side of it, but we want to continue to give you the best coverage in the business of what Winter Storm Marcus is going to bring tomorrow morning.
And we will continue with wall-to-wall coverage of Winter Storm Marcus. Crews all across the Northeast starting at 5 a.m. Eastern with Wake Up with Al.
All right, reporters in Boston, Worcester, Portland, the Big Apple. We have Stephanie Abrams, Jim Cantori, Keith Carson, Dave Malkoff in the morning, and then continuing well into the afternoon, we have Brady Medji, Mike Seidel, Ron Blom, and Paul Goodlow, all to get your week started.
We've got this thing covered, but we have one more thing to tell you about tonight coming up after your local on the 8s.
Currently in our area, 66 degrees under fair skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, slight chance of a rain shower, low 61, winds light and variable. Monday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 81. Chance of rain 50%. Monday night, overcast with rain showers at times. Thunder possible. Low 61. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
It's Winter Storm Marcus keeping us busy here at the Weather Channel and keeping those road crews busy all night long trying to keep ahead of this storm. Snowing fairly lightly around the Boston area right now. We're also seeing that in Providence up toward Portland, all the way along the New York State Thruway back toward Buffalo, and even into the Cleveland area where a little bit of snow offshore could make its way in. And southward, you don't have to go too far south before you're in the rain there around Akron, and maybe in between a little bit of freezing rain or sleet. It's all snow here around Buffalo, Rochester, Syracuse, and we're going to see more, probably to the tune of 5 to 8 inches in some of those locations. But here in New England, even southern New England, probably picking up some areas that might get as much as a foot and a half of snowfall there near the Boston area. A few totals. So far, we've had 5.2 inches at Boston, 18 to 24 could be the total. Worcester has seen 3.5, 5 to 8 inches more coming there, as well as in Albany and in Syracuse, New York.
This time on Highway Through Hell.
We have a high avalanche hazard. Stay in your truck.
An avalanche paralyzes the coke.
Nobody can go past. We're getting everybody out of here.
Pushing heavy rescue to battle disaster in the canyon. And a tight space recovery threatens to crush the crew in Alberta.
Now we're
on the Highway Through Hell. The last line of defense is a heavy rescue team ready to tackle any disaster, because closure is not an option.
All over, I think, eh? 4 highways here, they've been taking a beating.
All through the mountains around Hope, BC.
I don't think it matters what highway you take anymore. It's going to be ugly up all of them.
Drivers are struggling.
It's bad, guys.
After record-breaking snowstorms buried everything in their path.
Is it supposed to snow all night, or what's the deal? Yeah, it's just crazy.
On the roads, the plow crews keep up by working every piece of equipment around the clock.
Camp lights still on?
Just after noon, trouble hits on Highway 1 west of Hope.
The rollover is on the eastbound side. The head-on is on the westbound side. And it's bad. It's bad. Holy crap, that just happened then.
An SUV lost control, sending another vehicle into the ditch. It then swerved across the median and slammed head-on into a third vehicle.
Tango 15, Jamie Davis has been advised.
Highway 1 West is completely choked off. Heavy Rescue's Howie Irwin is on scene within 10 minutes.
Oh, that's ugly.
Along with Wayne Sahada. But they can't get any lanes open just yet. One of the drivers has suffered a fatal heart attack.
They don't know if he caused the accident by having the heart attack or if the accident caused the heart attack. They're leaving the scene the way it is. They're taking pictures. They're trying to preserve what evidence they do have on the ground. She's staying parked for a while.
Not allowed to touch this stuff?
No. No, they got an analyst coming. It's going to be a while now.
You can't not think about it. You just try not to.
Holy, well, look at all the traffic going eastbound.
In northern Alberta,
stall off-road on ice, so.
Heavy Rescue's Adam Gazzola responds to a call 30 kilometers down a private road.
There's a gravel truck and trailer that have rolled onto its side.
It's the only route in and out of a remote oil patch operation.
These are all narrow roads up here, so there's not much room to work. That's a dirty, dirty, dirty.
Colin McLean will be pitting HR-68 against the heavy load of gravel.
They're never really easy. You know, she's on a bit of a slope, still got a little bit of a load in it. We'll get our chains on it and give it a little tug this way, give it a little tug that way, and eventually she'll come.
The first challenge is getting the rig back on its wheels.
Airlines are okay on that one?
Yeah.
But on the narrow road, Adam can't go with his plan A.
I'd pull up beside it and put my outriggers down, and I'd be able to get dead onto it and pull. But where we were, it was tight quarters.
So instead, the two wreckers will position at opposite ends, with lines from HR-68 to the high side of the trailer and from the rotator to the dump truck.
I hope she'll flop right over and nice and easy. Probably won't.
Get on the road.
You're all hooked up?
Yeah.
The loose gravel has shifted. All of its weight is pinning down the wall of the trailer.
Hold her here. Watch what you're doing. Keep going. Adam! Whoa, whoa, whoa! Matt, whoa! Well, now we're...
Are we good to go? Is that the deal? Okay. Thank you.
Back on Highway 1 in BC, Howie's finally got the go-ahead to start the recovery.
Just drag it back. Are they welded together?
After 2 hours waiting for the investigation,
Let's go. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to pull.
there are 3 vehicles to recover.
Hey, driver, tell me why the westbound traffic is at a crawl.
And Heavy Rescue is feeling the pressure to get the lanes open.
So did they open that westbound yet, number 1? No, not yet. They're still working on pulling the cars apart.
Good.
Close quarters combat. You're